Actually, on this laptop, I just watched a crazy video that I will be currently sharing with you in a few moments. But I just want to give you the lowdown of this video. This video is gaslighting at its best. This is gaslighting on its world stage at its finest. And of course, it had to come from a white South African. I mean, not a European white, not an American white, not even an Australian white, but a white from a South African. They always love to poke and poke. I think white people in this country, they are so bored with things coming easy at them that they are looking for a fight. They are picking at us, looking for a fight. And when we retaliate, genocide, white genocide, they call on America, Israeli, anybody that will listen to them. But they just love poking at us from behind the scenes. But it's okay. It's okay. So this young lady that I just watched her video right now, and I'm like, I need to get on this bandwagon. I need to get on this discussion with the African Diaspora News family. Anyway, so on TikTok, she took to TikTok and said the following, and I quote, "Black people are hypercritical of us. You guys are so critical of us. You don't give us a chance. And I know there's animosity between the two races, but god damn it, give us a chance to try and fix what our great grandfathers did, to try to fix the shit that our great grandparents created in South Africa. The fact that she just labeled apartheid shit, something that is not important, something that should not bother anybody. It's just shit. Don't mind it. Don't talk about it, but give us space so we can take it all in and see if we can make amends. But in order for us to come to our senses, black people need to back off of us, so we can try to give you justice if we feel like it. That's how I interpret this video. I don't know. You guys can interpret it. It's quite a long video. I just took the chunks where I feel like she's really gaslighting us. Where I feel like, yeah, no, she's really digging it in. Check out this video.
Dear black people, you guys need to understand, you guys are hypercritical over us white people. Like, I know the past runs deep. I know. But like, you guys are extremely critical of us now, when we have not even been given one single chance, not one single chance, to fix the shit that our ancestors did.
I'm sorry, what? You haven't been given?
It has to be a white South African. They're not the smartest bunch of the white people, by the way. I will attest to that. They're not the very smartest bunch. No. The fact that she says, you guys have not even given us a chance. Given you a chance. They shouldn't have had a chance to begin with. This apartheid, slavery, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. There wouldn't be any chances or any criticism from us if the crimes against humanity did not happen. The crimes perpetuated by you, by the way. The systemic racism of this country has made white people feel like they can now speak on our behalf on how to feel about apartheid and how we should react. That's why I always say the education policy of South Africa is flawed to the last degree, because the fragments of racism and apartheid still lingers in the education policies. They amend a lot of historical facts so that they can water down our history and come on TikTok and tell us we are not giving them a chance. We are too critical. It's because we lack the knowledge. Kids lack the knowledge these days. Black kids, let me just be specific, black people in this country lack the apartheid knowledge, the historical knowledge of what our ancestors went through. That's why videos like this can fly without consequences. That's why we are told that we are too hypercritical when we voice out our opinions. Guys, apartheid was more brutal than one can think of or one can ever imagine. The things that we were taught, in high school, that is just scratching the surface. If anything, the curriculum, the historical curriculum in high school praises Nelson Mandela. It just praises the people that were controlled by the apartheid government behind the scenes. They don't talk to to us about that violence that erupted in 1993 that saw Chris Hani die. That racial tension and division. Chris Hani was supposed to be our president, but because they didn't want a president that knew too much, a president that wanted all or nothing, they had to off him. They wanted someone they can control behind the scenes. They don't talk about the racist institutions within South Africa, the banks, the banking system that they continue to profit off, by the way. White people have it nicely. White people all over the world, but especially South Africans, they have it really good. They conned us into this democracy, and today they say we're not giving them a chance to make things right. How can you make things right when you are benefiting from the very system that imprisoned us, that pushed us down beyond the poverty line, below the poverty line? What have you, little girl? Okay, let me not address all white people. I don't want to seem like I'm racist. Well, I'm black. I can't be racist. Anyway, little girl, in your own communities, what are you doing to eradicate the fragments of racism in your neighborhood, the fragments of apartheid? What are you doing to combat that? What inclusive programs have you started or funded that will help the typical average black South African? What are you doing personally? You, the one that made that TikTok. What are you doing? I'm giving you a chance. She says I'm too critical. I'm backing off. I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a chance. What have you done to make the changes? I can blurb on and on about how brutal apartheid is, but I'm gonna need black people to start studying and gaining knowledge of what really went down, so that videos like this don't fly on our social medias again. They've distorted the truth. They've inserted themselves in our history, so that today they can claim equality, so that today they can hide behind the shadows of the rainbow nation. That when we try to speak about our history or remember where we come from, they look at us and say, don't look at the past. God says forgive. They give us all these big speeches about moving forward because they know that they never gave you the platform. They never gave you the chance to know your history, to learn about your history. That's why they can override everything. We have Human Rights Day. The 21st of March in South Africa, it's called Human Rights Day. But it should have been the Sharpeville massacre when police, white police people, unprovoked, went to Sharpeville and massacred thousands of black people. And those thousands of black people, they were protesting a peaceful, silent protest. No violence, none whatsoever. They came and shot them all. Instead of that day being renamed the Sharpeville Massacre Day, they called Human Rights Day because they want to insert themselves in our history. So that when we try to remember the actual events and speak about them, they talk about forgiveness, they talk about equality, they talk about democracy, they talk about the Rainbow Nation, forgetting that the construct of democracy was meant to blind black people and promote racism. Democracy in itself, it's a Western hymn book that is narrated by the global North. And we are left here being, freedom, Human Rights Day. No. 16 June, they call it Youth Day. But did they tell you that in Soweto, on the 16th of June, 1976, thousands of students were murdered by white policemen? They were protesting against being taught Afrikaans. Yes, they were protesting against being taught in Afrikaans. The language of learning and teaching was meant to be in Afrikaans. They wanted us to speak Afrikaans. No historical or no cultural inclusivity, nothing. They wanted black people to speak Afrikaans or die. Basically, that's what 1976 was all about. So instead of saying the Soweto massacre or the Soweto strikes or whatever the actual event that happened, instead of renaming 16 June 16 June of every year, instead of renaming it the Soweto students uprising or the Soweto uprising, we are now naming it Human Rights Day, so that we make them feel less guilty for their crimes, so that we can include them in their history, so that when we include them, they can come on top of our head and shite on us and dictate how we should celebrate. They always want to be included so that they can make us forget. We can't have anything. Today, the government of national unity, no, not the government of national unity, the ANC or the president has signed a bill. Land without compensation. The way you took our land, we will take it back. What did they do? They lied on international stages and said there's a white genocide, all because we want reparations, all because we want equality. Equality for them is oppression. That's why they say there are 147 or 142 base laws. None of those poor idiots can name these race-based laws, by the way. So this conversation is open for interpretation. If you want to add on, I will leave the link to the full video so that you can go and speak to our fellow, not imbecile, I can't call her an imbecile, our non-critical white person. Yeah. I'll leave her link. Watch the full video. I just took the parts where I feel like she's gaslighting us. She's gaslighting us. They hate it when we confront them. They hate it. They hate being confronted with their truths because they're liars. That's who they are. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.